Tonight's discussion is one that sparks conversations in living rooms, coffee shops, and everywhere in between. What women should look for or want in a man. It's a topic that transcends generations and cultures. And tonight, we're going to discuss the inter- intricacies of intelligence, financial stability, health, compatibility, fatherhood, and social attitudes. So grab a seat, settle in, and let's get right into it. So tonight we have Abdul as my host tonight, my co-host tonight. And Abdul, what's going on tonight?
How you doing, Angie?
I am doing fine. I am doing fine. We have somebody else here, Wayne Gaskin, who wants to join in. Wayne, do you want to join our conversation tonight?
Is that the Wayne Gaskins I grew up with?
Oh, I think so, Gash, and he got his phone muted. So let's get into it. So, like I said, tonight we're gonna be talking about different things: the intelligence, financial stability, health, compatibility, fatherhood, and social attitudes. What women should be looking for in a man. Now, previously we have discussed the Tyler Perry situation. Okay, we discussed that. We discussed how when Tyler Perry made a comment about women should, if a man is good, right? A woman should, and she's comfortable with it because he says certain things. If a man is good and she's comfortable with it, she shouldn't mind having a man to only fit the light bill if that's what he can afford. But he has other qualities. So let's get into it. Let's get into the intelligent part first. Um, Abdul. Now,
Yeah.
Abdul, I have a question for you. And I have
Sure.
a question for those who's listening. How do you think a partner's emotional intelligence contributes to the overall health of a relationship?
Well, a man must have, in my opinion, a proper education, and I don't necessarily mean he got to go to college, but when a proper education means that he have learned something in life that's going to benefit him, to increase the intelligence that he has and help him in the financial world of employment if that's what he seeks to do. Some people want to be entrepreneurs. So the more intelligent they are, the further in life they're going to get, whether it's in business or with their own business. So that depends on the individual. But a man must have education, whether it's taught by schools or learned on their own to further themselves.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But Abdul, what
Yes.
about the entrepreneurs, the ones who just feel like they can make a living doing other things? That's kind of, and that's what's happening now. A lot of people is working. A lot of people are making a living. You know, they have side businesses or other
Right.
kind of business.
Right.
So
And
do
that's
that.
what that's
Do uh-huh.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that, people that are entrepreneurs, they have to still have a certain level of intelligence themselves in order to be good at whatever they're doing. My just going to use this example. My grandson's father never worked for nobody in his life. He always had his own little business, and now he's a multimillionaire because he did it on his own. My nephew has a healthcare business, whereas they put people in these homes that they maintain, people that can't take care of themselves, and they provide health care. And he's multimillionaire. So no, you can be an entrepreneur, but you still have to have that intelligence and that drive in order to be able to do that. So you have to be intelligent. A dumb dumb can't do that. So intelligence is a factor, whether school learn or you learn on your own, one or the other.
Okay, okay. Because I would see intelligent also would that include now. How would that intelligence be for their partner? Would
Well,
that
go ahead.
how would that affect their partner? What that have to do with their partner? Because we're talking about what a woman
Okay.
should, expect in a
Right.
man. So how would
Okay.
that affect her partner?
Well, an intelligent man should not and should not have no stupid woman, just like a intelligent woman should not have no stupid man. I
Okay.
mean, there's different levels of intelligence, but uh, a smart man would only take another person of substance that he wants to, because she can only increase what he has. She can only be beneficial to him if she is as intelligent as he is, or can
Okay.
become as intelligent as she is.
Okay. Okay. So do you think when you look at, because when I'm looking at intelligence as well, I'm looking at problem solving skills,
Hmm.
also being able to not just intelligence, but what it entails. I mean, of course, intelligence, but what else do it entails? And one of the things come to my mind is, problem solving skills.
Well,
Able to navigate in,
yeah, mhm,
problems.
yeah, a truly intelligent person has all those abilities. See, when you speak about intelligence, it covers a vast amount of things. They are they should be masters of solving problems. I mean, that's part of it. You can't be just intelligent in just the business that you're doing, because you're going to encounter other things in life. So you're going to have to be versatile to be able to deal with everything, and you should
So
be
would
have
that
that
be a
on your
deal
side.
breaker? Would that be a deal breaker
Um,
for, if
that's
he's
hard
only
to say.
intelligent in one aspect of his life? Is that a deal
Oh,
breaker?
yeah, if he's only qualified in one area, that's he's hurting himself. So that would be a limited person. You have to have a person that has that ability to expand. To be able to work in other areas besides the area he's familiar with. Because it covers a lot, and especially for a woman. If a woman wants the right type of man, if he is intelligent, his intelligence has to be vast. So she knows that she can come to him for any reason whatsoever, and he can take care of it.
Hmm. So wouldn't that, okay? So that's for the relationship. Now I'm looking at the cons of that man being like that, because sometimes some people with that highly intelligent individual may sometimes overthink situations, leading to unnecessary stress. So sometimes a highly intelligent person may overthink certain things, and they might know they overthinking may hinder them as well.
Well, see,
What you have to say
th-
about that?
okay, now that's also a possibility, but it's different levels of intelligence in people. You take a person that come from a certain background. I'm gonna just use people as a person as an example. Say you take a person that came from the streets, they was raised in the inner city, they grew up from that life, they have a vast amount of knowledge. So they now have changed through time because they became educated, well rounded, and very experienced people. So that's not the type of person that's going to overthink a situation to deal with it, whatever issue it is. That person has the knowledge and the experience to know when they got to stop this. How can this be done in the most fashionable way to solve this problem or issue?
Hmm.
I hope that answers your question.
Well, okay. So that, right, that, because that happens a lot when people just when you, because when you say highly intelligent, you know
Hmm.
that covers, like you said, a lot. Now, and one of the things
But
I'm thinking you're saying is communication challenges, right? Like if I'm living someplace else, right, your intelligence might be different from mine,
true, that's
right?
true. Absolutely, it should be. Yeah.
Intellectual interest may hinder communication challenges if it's not managed effectively. So we might, our backgrounds may hinder our intellectual stimulation or advancement or growth. If it could be that. And when it comes to what a woman should look for, he might be highly intelligent, highly intellectual, but he might not be intellectual what she perceived, because isn't it sometimes relative?
Yes. Well, this is the thing is with a woman deals with a man that is intelligent. You can have intelligent people. I mean, quite a few, and I know a lot of them. I deal with them all the time. They have what's called no common sense. I
Okay.
mean, no matter how you try to get across to them, they just don't get it. They're
Right.
intelligent in the area they deal with, but they have no common sense. And that's where a woman looking for a man, he has to have all of those qualities, and she got to judge him realistically. You know, um, she got to judge him for what he brings to the table with her. Is he intelligent, no common sense, or what the deal is? And she got to put those pieces together before she chooses to deal with him. And you have to have a man that has common sense and knows how to deal with issues as it should be done with. you know, and common sense rules any level of intelligence there is because common sense is the winner. Okay, you can take a man that got doctor degrees and all this common sense, kind of stuff, but he has no common sense at all. He wouldn't know how to put something in a screw in a hole or screw something in somewhere because he got no, he never did that before. That kind of thing. So common sense is a very critical fact that a person should look for when she deals with them.
So you saying common sense or intelligence, highly intelligent?
Yeah. Well, see, a person can be highly intelligent, and let me tell you something. I got friends that's highly intelligent but stupid. Now you say, wait a minute, how can they be stupid but highly intelligent? Say it. Trust me, it is possible. They don't do nothing but stupid stuff. Always got a situation to deal with. Always got a problem that they caused, or they took a situation that they made worse because they don't have common sense. Common sense is a growing factor in a person. Sometimes it's from how you come up, and sometimes it's from how you did not come up. And I find this, I deal with rich people kids all the time, right? And honestly, those kids have no common sense. Everything is given to them. They haven't achieved anything on their own unless their parents pushed it on them. And this is where parents like that don't let children grow because they want their kids to be designed by their minds. Their parents want to design their children to be the way they want them to be, and that's what it causes them problems. So
Wait, what do you mean, rich people?
yes, yes, yeah, rich people do that all the time. I be
I
around rich
think
people.
I think they do that because they want their legacy to be passed down properly. They think about more so about they traditions towards they generational wealth. I think more so, and that's why they put more pressure because the if you're wealthy, you have more responsibilities, and you want that wealth to pass down to your generation. So that's why they have certain things in place where they are afraid, as they should be, that their children may mess up their legacy, make a mockery of their legacy. So they have different values, and they have different procedures or lifestyles they want their children to live to uphold their financial resources, which makes sense. So
Yeah, but
when it comes to
everything
rich
you
people,
just said,
it's not just about on control. They want to control they wealth.
yeah,
They
right.
want to be able to be wealthy. They don't want their kids coming to. They want that to be passed down. So it's a whole different type of mindset. Like it's like marriage.
Right, but
A
you
lot of
should
people it's like
never,
marriage. Uh-huh.
right? you should never want to control your kids and what they want to do. Your kids got to find their own path. You might be a successful business person, but your kids may not want to go in the same lines you're involved with. They don't want that. They don't want that for themselves. I've seen that many times. Their parents didn't tell them that. The kids didn't tell their parents. They wanted me to tell their parents that because they say that what their parents' business is not for them. They want to do something else. And that's what parents have to address when you deal with wealthy parents and rich parents trying to imprint their mentality on their kids, and their kids don't want that. That's why you got rebellion amongst a lot of kids like that. They want to find their own path, their own direction, and they don't want to be a part of their parents' legacy. You know what I mean? What parents made good for themselves, okay, but that's not what they want to do. And parents got to recognize this because the parents got a mindset. Well, this is what I want little Johnny to do. This is what I want Cindy to do. You know, I've known. I'm just gonna go on this briefly. Two females, okay, of rich people. One wanted to go into horticulture and plants and flowers and all that nonsense. Go to school for that. The other one wanted to work in the medical field. They wanted to work with children in hospitals and stuff like that. I talked both of them out of that. Their parents was mad at me for doing that because I told them that the future was in technology. I say, leave that stupid stuff alone. Go here.
What, to be a doctor, you said? To be what?
No, I said I talked them out of that and to get into the field of technology instead. You know, because I've seen these two as people. It was selfish reasons too. I seen these two as two people I could take and they could work for us instead of doing this stupid stuff, working with plants and flowers, and the other one working in the hospital with a lot of sick people. You know, possibly they getting a disease or something. You know, hospitals are a dangerous place to work. And
so are you saying that someone who want to work as a doctor they shouldn't? You will talk them out to it because they could get a disease
in a hospital, not a doctor's office, in a hospital.
Okay, but what about the doctors? What about the doctors that are in there, Abdul, and they need to help sick people? I don't understand. Like you would tell somebody, "Oh, don't do that because
no, females only. If a man wants to do that, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm one person that will not give advice to a male. I will not do that. Only unless they ask specifically. I mean, when I counsel and coach people, I do that mainly for females. And I won't do that with males. I tell you why. Because a male should have enough intelligence of his own to find his own self without me showing him the way. If he asks me, sure, I'm willing. But if he doesn't ask me, I won't. You know, my thing always was, and it's for no other reason than, to me, logic. I always want women to find a path to be the best that they can be, the smartest they can be, so they can get the best person in their life for themselves. And I can't guide a man there no kind of way because men should always have their own makeup, you know, knowing what they should do before they even do it. This ain't to brag, just to mention one thing. When I was in elementary school, 6th grade, I was frightened to death of the future. I was scared because I'm a limited person. I can't do a lot of things, and I know that. So I had to say I got to direct myself one way in one thing, and that thing I chose was computer technology. I said, that's where I'm going. I said, that's the future. I watched the shows on TV. I watched all the movies. Everything pointed to that. It pointed to computers. I said, that's where I'm going. I said, I can do that. And that's the way I went and always been all my life. You know, so that's what I'm saying. If men can always find their own path. They don't need no advice from their parents, no adult. They got to find within themselves. But females, a little different because, see, females have to deal with a lot of pressure. They got to deal with pressure at home. They got to deal with pressure in school, out in the street, everywhere they go. With guys trying to come on to them, they want to be their boyfriend, and you don't know which guy to deal with. This one, and they got to deal with all that. Where males don't have to deal with that because the male are the pressure guys. They're the ones pressuring the female all the time. So it's a different life. You know what I mean? And it's a different standard. It's a dual standard too.
But
One for women.
People would say men have to deal with a lot as well.
Oh, please. If they can't, then they got a problem.
But it's not easy being a man. People raise that question up, like, because men rule the world, so it's not easy being a man. You understand? So his intellect is challenged every day. He had problems, so it's hard for him as well. So they need, and that's one of the things too that's going around, saying that men don't get the emotional support that they need. So here it is, you saying that you're not going to help a man. Imagine other men feel like that. Where do they get the help? But that's another
No, I didn't say I won't help a man. I just said I don't look forward to doing that. If they come my way, I will. But if they don't, I'm not looking for them. I counsel kids. They call me at schools all the time to counsel the kids in school. And I do that freely. I don't want no money from it, And the one thing I teach in school is a double standard. I do teach a double standard. I teach the girls in schools when I go there to counsel what they should do and what they shouldn't do. I say, first of all, you should never be in school and you're going to school having sex with guys. That's the first thing. I say, if a guy care about you all this stuff, he can wait till you marry him. I say, if you can't wait till you marry him, you don't need him. Now, I don't teach guys the same stuff because you can't. I'm a guy, so I know it ain't no waiting period for a guy. It's different when it comes to women and females. But, a woman should never, or a girl should never be pressured into going that way when she don't have to. All she has to do is say no. If the guy's pressuring her, then that's the wrong guy. If he thinks the world of you, he'll wait. He'll say, okay, wait till we go to school, go to college, and then we get married. But the thing is, before you marry a person, if you've never been with them sexually, you have to do that first. Because you don't want to do it.
You think the guy that's 18, 21, when they say get married, is going to have all these things, intelligence?
No. I think that's too young to get married. No. I got married once when I was 7 years old, and that was done for different reasons. No, I don't think a person should get married that young. You shouldn't get married, I don't know. You should get married after the age of 25. I tell you why. After the age of 25, for male or female, and I don't mean just like 26. I mean like wait, put it off till you got something established for yourself, some type of future that you built for yourself before you get married. This way, that boyfriend you grew up with might not be the one that you should be marrying because you've been with him all this long time. That's why you should put it off.
A lot of men say 25 is too old.
No.
They saying that you watch them, you get married that you young, because men don't want older women. Like you consider washed up at like 25 going on 26.
That's a weak-minded man. That's a man that have no stability or mentality, no kind of way. Because a female should always wait to get married. You don't do things because of your age, but you got to look at your age while you're doing them. I believe, my personal belief is, when you're 25 or older, you're a more established person. You know what path to go. You know where you're going in life. You know what you're going to be in life, and you know what you're going to do in life. When you get married under that age of 25, you don't know that. You ain't been out there yet. If you went to college, then you're only a couple of years out of college, and you still got to get yourself together for your life now. That's the whole thing. Don't marry your childhood sweetheart because that's been your boyfriend all these years. He might not be the right one for you. He might not be the right one for your children. You have. But
is that the same as for men? That's the same. You mean for a woman, but not for a man? A man can do that, but not a woman. You're saying?
Well, what I'm saying, a man should always want to wait. See, some guys, this is what they do. I'm a man, so I know that men do this. They'll want to marry a woman as soon as they can because they're afraid of her finding somebody else better than him and get with them. See, they do it out a lot of times out of fear. I had a lot of brothers tell me that, man. Man, I'm gonna hurry up, and marry her. I'm gonna talk her into some kind of way because I don't want her to deal with nobody else. That kind of thing. You know, it's like with me, I feel like whoever she wants to be with, that's her choice. You know, a man can only want to be with you. You have the final decision of whether you want to be with him, let him be with you, or you two going to be together. That is your choice. And that's what a woman should always have, that upper hand, because she got it. You know, a lot of them don't realize they got all that say so. A man has no say so. A man can only want to be with you, want you in his life. You have that decision to make for both of you. See, you
Okay.
control the whole show. Women don't even realize that.
That was some. That would be something. That would be wow. A lot of people will disagree with that based on what I've been hearing out there. But we're gonna move on.
Okay.
The second thing we're gonna go into. Hey, Prophet Anthony, I see you just joined us.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. I see you was doing something with the screen there for a minute, but you got it together. Okay, okay. So
What's up,
tonight's
brother
show is what.
Anthony? What's up, Anthony?
Hey, how you doing, Abdul?
Okay, I'm fine, man. It's good to hear from you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what women should look for or want in a man? So we're gonna just take turns on that one. Now let's go into intelligence because one of the things we've been mentioning is the intelligence, financial stability, health, compatibility, fatherhood, and social attitudes. Like, basically relationships, whether it's fatherhood or how dealing with people around you, your social attitudes. So the next one we're going to go into is financial stability. Okay. And we're going to talk about the role of financial stability in the relationship. We're going to address the balance between financial independence and shared responsibilities. And we're going to also discuss the impact of financial stability or instability on long term goals and well being of that particular relationship. Okay, so one of the things that I want to ask, right? So those are the things that we're going to discuss, and I just need you guys to stay focused on just the topic at hand. How do you strike a balance between financial independence and shared financial responsibilities in a relationship? Okay, how do you go from that balance? What is the balance for that? Abdul, you could go first.
Okay. Well,
And how
my
important is financial stability?
well, I look at that as a one-way street, truthfully. God, it's hard to put. Um, I always felt like I learned from my father that the man should carry the weight for the family. And the
When you say weight,
woman,
what you mean by weight? When
I
you say
mean, you
weight,
know, carry the financial weight, meaning that the man pay the bills. And see, some people believe in that joint relationship. They jointly pay the bills. I don't believe in that. And I didn't believe that just because my father told me that. When he said that, I already felt like that. You know, when he told me that, he said, "What do you think?" I said, "Well, I think the man should carry the weight for everything." I said, "Let the woman save her money." And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Any woman I ever dealt with, I let her have all the money to herself because just in case we break up, she don't need nothing from me but other than what I'm going to give her. And she got her own money because she never paid not one dime in bills. Zero. I always paid the bills all the time. I ain't want a woman to contribute to nothing. I don't want her buying no food, no clothes for the kids. I'll pay for everything. And that's what I always wanted to do. It's not control either. But you ain't controlling the person by you paying for everything. A lot of men look to do that to control the woman, but not me. I never thought of it like that. I want a woman to have her own, um, be successful, and that she really now she's in a financial position that she don't really need nothing from me because she got her own. She got a bankroll. She ain't never had to spend a dime. She got a man that's paying for everything, and that's cool with her. So that's the way I look at life. I don't
So
believe in that.
Abdul,
Yes.
so Abdul, if she's making substantially more than you, a substantially amount more than you, let's say for instance you're making 50,000 and she's making 100,000, you will still feel comfortable with paying all the bills and then her
Yeah.
save $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah. You know why? I'm gonna tell you something. Just in case it ever came to a point where we're gonna break up, the kids are going to stay with me. She ain't going to take them. You know what I mean? Because first of all, it shows that I carried all this weight and not her. When they look at stability in a household, they go by who was doing what in the court system. So if I was doing it all and she wasn't doing nothing, well, what was she contributing to? Nothing. So I'm automatically going to get the kids. But first of all, being honestly, that's for regular people. A person, when you talk about me personally, no woman would ever get my kids from me. When my kid's mom left, we had 3 kids. She left and the kids stayed home with me because she couldn't afford them. She knew that. She couldn't afford them. I never had to pay a dime and nothing. But you think that a person would try to take their kids, but they can't because I'm their father. You're not going to take my kids from me. That'd be foolish. They even think that. I'm like a heads and tails type person. Heads I'm positive, tails I'm negative. So the average person might be able to get their kids from, but a person that's negative on the other side of the coin, you ain't gonna be able to do that.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your thought, and then I'm going to ask you some questions.
I just want to say no. That's just the way I am.
Go ahead. Answer that. Okay. So one more. I have 2 more questions for you. If a woman, if you don't have children with a woman, but she lived with you, would you still take care of the 100% financial responsibility?
Yes. Yeah, I tell you.
If you don't have no kids involved, and she make 50,000, and she make 100,000.
100,000. Yeah.
And you sure you're not saying this, Abdul, for clickbait? Because Abdul,
let me tell you something.
Too good to be
true. No,
let
me tell you why.
Abdul, you sound like you want some clickbait. You gonna have your own fans club. You keep this up.
No, let me tell you why. Because see, I'm always thinking of legal terms, right? Nobody can never be able to beat me in court. I'm always thinking what way I could do this, so I'm always covered. She makes $100,000. I make $50,000. She want to split up this situation, fine. She can't take me to court for nothing, zero, because the first thing they're going to say, well, how was things handled? We see here where, excuse me, but miss, you haven't paid for anything. This man has paid for everything. So how do you want something from him? Bingo.
I don't think the legal courts go like that now. I think it's by I don't know, but I don't think it's
every state. Yeah, but every state is different. I live in the state of New Jersey, so I know how the Jersey court system works. I help people all the time.
That's
I help
Jersey. Okay.
men
Yeah,
and
different
female.
states is different. Right, different states is different. Right, you're right. You're right. So what about a 50-50 relationship? This is my last question for you. What about 50-50 relationships?
I wouldn't want that. I feel more comfortable if I pay for everything to let other people money.
Okay. Oh, so why do you feel more confident that you will, Yeah, I want to know, because what different, like if she Okay, and then I'm also, because Tyler Perry mentioned something. Tyler Perry said if a man can come to the table with just being able to pay a light bill, okay,
Right.
and he's a good man and he's good, otherwise that she should be comfortable with that. If she's comfortable with that and can deal with that, then that should be no problem. So if, say for instance, if she makes more than you, okay,
Mhm.
and and you making she's making a whole $50,000 more than you wouldn't be
Right.
comfortable with her paying, with y'all going 50-50 on the bills. And if it's no, you wouldn't be comfortable. Please explain why.
Well, because I hate to say this, but it's a thing called control, and I have total control.
Okay,
I could be honest. Okay, I'm being honest now. It's a thing called control, and I have total control of that situation, legally and in every other aspect. Because that's one thing I know is the law. Okay, especially in the state of New Jersey, I got the upper hand if I do it all myself. This way, she can't come to me legally, no kind of way, shape, or form. Because if she's a disgruntled person and she's mad now, she want to get back at me financially, she can't. She can't. She got no comeback. I always put myself in a situation with any woman I deal with that they can never come back at me legally for nothing or no kind of way. I've
what's that
always
New
made my
Jersey
life.
law? Because I used to live in New Jersey. What is that New Jersey law that states
Well,
that?
see, this is the thing. What they do, if you get the right lawyer and you get yourself, well, I shouldn't say this part, but if you get the right judge and they balance things out, they look at the situation. They say, wait a minute, you're trying to sue him for what? Some financial gain on your part, and what have you contributed to this relationship? She's contributed financially absolutely nothing. Zero. You
Well,
can't get
guess what?
something. What?
Okay, you might be on to something, but go ahead.
Yeah. So that's what they're going to look at. She's done nothing. All she did was collect her money and use her money as she pleased. You know, this man has been carrying the weight for this relationship all these years. And now you want to take something from him when you financially have more than he does. Something's wrong with that picture.
But what
So
about
that's going to be always in my favor.
so now, but that's certain state, because New Jersey is
Yeah, right,
it
right,
says
right.
rather equitable distribution is defined as a division of marital assets in a matter that is fair but not necessarily equal. So it's
You said
considered
the
fair but
magic
not.
word. You said the magic word, marriageable. We're not married, baby.
No, I'm just
Boyfriend
saying.
and
Oh,
girlfriend.
well, so it's married. No, I'm talking about married and non-married. Marital
Mhm.
access is equal and not okay. Um, okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. That you said that. That coming from that point, that standpoint, I don't think I heard too
Mhm.
many people come from that point of view of why they wouldn't go a man. I never heard of that. I'm not gonna lie. Why he wouldn't want to go 50-50. Now you said
Mhm.
something about control. What is the control? What
Yeah.
control? You want control in
Well,
terms of when you go to the court, or control in the household?
no, never in the household. No, no, no. Control legally. That's all I mean. Nobody could beat
Mm.
me in court. Okay. In the household, I'm like this.
Legal
We could
advantage
do
you
things.
want. Legal advantage you want. The legal advantage.
Oh, yeah, always. Yes. Yes. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm
All
always
right.
thinking
That's
about
interesting.
um, yeah, that's what I always want, the legal advantage. Nothing else but that. I ain't trying to control her. Let me tell you something about women. You cannot make a woman happy if you're trying to tell her what to do. Any man that thinks he can control a woman, he got one or two things. He's foolishness on his part, or you got yourself a dumb woman. Because any woman that want to be controlled by a man is a fool. You should not want no man telling you what to do or how to do it. You should be able to do that on your own. Always, the relationship between men and women should always be equal. I always felt that way. not
You just said
financially
you just
equal.
said 50-50. You just not financially equal.
No, no,
Okay.
no. I said
When you
not
say equal, what you
financially
mean by equal? Because we want you to just break this
equal
stuff down. So when I
in
go,
okay. All responsibilities in a household should be shared except the financial part. The financial part should be carried on by the man. Everything
So
else
you saying,
should be
wow, Abdul. So you saying that if you paying all the bills, you would even agree to help with the domestic work as well?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. When I was with my kid's mom, since she was the last person I lived with the longest, yeah, I did all the cooking. I mean, I had the kids wash the dishes, but I did all the cooking. I washed all the clothes all the time. I didn't mind doing that. I mean, when I was a child, I watched my
So
father
you
do that. And I
cooked,
was
you cooked, you cleaned, you
yes,
cooked and you
yeah,
cleaned, and you paid all
yeah,
the bills?
yeah,
Wow.
because I like things done a certain way,
You
so I do it
Superman.
myself. You know, I like to do it myself. See, some men want women to cater to them. I don't believe in that stuff. A woman can't be happy doing all the work. When I was a child, I watched my father do everything and my mother do nothing. And it upset me. I said, Mom don't wash the dishes. She don't take care of the kids. She don't do anything. I said, this man does everything. And then I was really mad behind that until my father seen me staring at my mother with an equal eye. He said, son, what's wrong? I said, nothing. He said, no, tell me. I said, well, Dad, you do everything and Mommy don't do nothing. She just sit around and eat. That's it. She don't do nothing. She don't even deal with us. You deal with us. He said, son, let me ask you a question. He said, I want you to look at them steps and tell me what you see. I said, you got the bedrooms and the bathroom. He said, back up. I said, the bedroom? He said, yeah, that's where your mother does all her work at, in the bedroom.
Ooh. Wow.
And I said,
Okay. Wow.
boom.
That's interesting. That's
So,
that's a
you
big
know,
concept.
that,
Yeah.
that had an imprint on my mind forever
But
after
that's what
that.
you do now. As long as a woman can take care of it in the bedroom, you don't care about. You would
Yeah.
do the cooking, the cleaning,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and she would take care of all. You would take care of all the bills.
That's
That's
right.
interesting. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Because usually I hear that. Okay, if I'm paying all the bills, you do the domesticated part, like because it could balance out. So you're saying that she's balancing out her work because what she's doing in the bedroom.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, what about when she can't? Say if she's sick, she cannot do that. Her end of the deal in the bedroom. Suppose she can't do that for a couple of days, months. Where does she fit at that point? Is her
I could
stability
wait.
still, is she still stable? Like, you're gonna still keep her, is that still
Yeah, I
the
could wait.
standard?
I could wait. I
Abdul,
said
I think
I
you
could
just,
wait.
Abdul, are you high? I think
No,
you just saying this
I could
for
wait.
clickbait.
I'm just
Abdul,
being
you just
real.
saying this for clickbait.
No,
Abdul,
I'm serious. I'm
now listen,
serious.
I'm telling y'all because my people is not saying this in the chat. I need people to come to this chat because people is in my chat. This starting that y'all did this on Blog Talk. Here we go again. Y'all need people is hitting me up on this chat. Um, um, now, now some people saying that's impossible nowadays because you have to be
I'm a
a
bit.
millionaire to do that. Some people already called you a simp. It's a lot going on. I need y'all to come to that. I need y'all to get into that, get into YouTube chats if y'all could, please. I can't keep looking at, because matter of fact, I was talking to you in the chat, what's going in. They saying a lot. You get what I'm saying? People are saying, shaking my head. One lady said, where's he at? I need him for my man.
I'm a very patient person.
They going in, Abdul. Okay, so and because we promised people promised me once we come on YouTube, they will go into the live chat, but we're not seeing that. So I want y'all to definitely don't be afraid, put everything in the live chat, in YouTube chat. Okay, now let me go to the Prophet Anthony. The same questions, Prophet Anthony. We're talking about financial stability and what women should look for or want in a man? And we're talking about financial stability right now. Okay. Should he, the question would be to you, how do you strike a balance between financial independence and shared financial responsibilities in a relationship? Your turn, Dr. Anthony.
I mean, that's a real generic question. Nowadays, it's very generic because my thing is about morals. It's not about money. I don't pay no mind to these people. I don't know what they be talking about because the average person is broke. If you don't have Jeff Bezos money, then you're on welfare. And I mean that literally. You can get mad, say whatever you want. Anybody who's not a billionaire or millionaire, you're broke. So I don't know what these people are talking about. I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure it out. The average person rent is what? 3 to 4 to 5,000. Like we can get out a calculator and start talking about the impossibilities of one person paying all the bills, unless they're a millionaire. And we can Google that. That's a fact. The average person, not even the average white man, is a millionaire. If your rent is $4,000 or $5,000 a month, how is a person making what's minimum wage? That's a fact. $15 an hour. If you make $30 an hour, that's not a lot of money. I'm still a bum in the street. I'm gonna say this because I be thinking people is retarded. The average doctor is a bum and lawyer. Right, but okay. But what I'm saying is even somebody making $30 an hour is poor. That's what I'm saying. You living on a subsistence level. That's a college word I just used. Subsistence. Just pulled out a $50 word. You don't have to call no names. That is below poverty level. All right. So how is somebody, they rent is $5,000, do the math. For a 2-bedroom apartment, my rent is over $2,000 and I got a 1-bedroom. So explain to me that like the stuff these people sound like something's wrong, like they on drugs or crack or cocaine. So first of all, it's impossible unless you're a millionaire. The average person don't even make what, $20 an hour even. $40 an hour is not a lot of money. $50, that's how much stuff is. If my rent is $5,000 a month, we're not talking about you still got to pay your clothes. We ain't even talking about the woman. I'm just talking about me. So I'm talking about at least $500,000 a year just to take care of myself. That's how I look at it. And I want to be able to go on vacation at will, quit my job. The average person cannot do that. I got to be well off to take care of myself before taking care of another person. And that's like $500,000 a year. So I don't know who these people is that's making $1 million a year. If your rent is $5,000 a month, you got to buy clothes, food, medical expenses. You got to pay your light bill, your phone bill. How much, and then talking about you taking care of a person? That's impossible. So it's not even nothing for me to get mad or upset about. It's literally impossible. And I'm talking about do it the right way. No, the average person does not make that money. I already looked it up. I don't know what 99% of 99% of everybody on the planet is poor, actually. Because I don't believe in what the capitalists say about middle class. There's no such thing as middle class people. Either you're rich or you're poor. I don't believe in the middle class. So if you make $100,000 a year, to me, you're still poor. You ain't no difference in something. If you make $300,000, you're still poor. $400,000, you're still poor. To Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, you're poor. That's the criteria, Jeff Bezos. And I know, player, you don't make that kind of money. So I don't know what these people are talking about. What they're talking about is impossible. It just don't make any sense. I don't know. And these dudes that come on here and they say this type of stuff, you don't need to say that to get a woman. Make up some fairy tale fantasy stuff. The average person can't
what would
do
be
that.
the balance? What would be fair? What would be fair in your eyes? What would be fair to you? What would be the
It's not
fair?
even a
What would be,
matter of fair. We talking about realistically the average person walking down the street. It doesn't make any sense. If the average white man can't do it, y'all scared of the white man. Y'all don't want to say nothing. He can't even do it. This white man I was talking, he said, "Yeah, you're right. The average person can't afford." A cop even agreed. So I don't know what you're talking about. Not even a judge would say an average person could do that. So you're talking about fantasy, fairy tale stuff, fictitious stuff. I don't know what you're talking about.
So what you're saying is that
I can't even begin to go into it because we're talking about. I even asked women. They said, "Yes, that's impossible." Even my daughter said the average person don't make that kind of money. So you're literally talking about stuff because I keep seeing people online saying, "Oh, this guy is broke." Everybody's broke. If you're not Jeff Bezos, you're broke. You gotta be a billionaire to me. Since y'all want to be so funny about it, I don't know any billionaires. I don't.
So what you're saying is that the average person, okay, he got cut off. So basically what he was saying is that the average person cannot, Abdul, what you have to say about that? Because he's saying the average person can't afford.
It has to do something with where you live at. Now, Anthony lives in New York. So what he's saying is correct for New York people. I live in New Jersey and it's different here. We ain't got them high rents here,
Yes, I do. I was paying.
You live North Jersey? Did you live North Jersey?
No, I lived in Bergen County, and I was paying $8,000 in property taxes. I had a $250,000 home, and my home was
neighborhood in any state,
and my mortgage was like 2,000 something. Hold on, because he's answered he's answered something that you mentioned. And Abdul, it was expensive still. I had property taxes, I had to pay, water tax, I had to pay water bill. So it could be expenses as well. That could be expensive.
Yeah, but it depends. It depends. Let me ask you, where does Bergen County come in at? Is that North Jersey, South Jersey, or Central Jersey?
It would be considered North Jersey.
Yeah, right. Anything north of Central New Jersey, high because you're judged by New York.
Right. Hackensack. Yeah. I was close by Hackensack. Right. So, I was close by New York. I was only like 15, 20 minutes away. Right.
See,
even on a bad day, it would take me half an hour.
Yeah, anything north, okay, you're going to be paying the same thing they pay in New York. That's the way they do it. They got the state cut up. South Jersey is the lowest. The Midwestern part of New Jersey is a little bit higher, and north of that pays New York. Same thing New York pays New York. People come to my place and they see that, I live in an apartment. I could buy a house anytime I want. I'm not going to until my personal life is stable. See, I'm stable financially, but my personal life, because of the things I've done in the past, I haven't straightened that out yet. And that's what I'm waiting for. And I said, now I got a real problem because I shouldn't go into this, but it's real brief. I thought that this war stuff wasn't going to come for a couple of years. Now, this is interfering with what I have to do. This war in the Middle East and this crap over here with them helping people. And that's creating a problem for me. And I ain't going to speak about that. But anyway, I plan on buying a home soon, 2025. Now, I got to put that off till they settle this war crap because I got to wait till they finish this because I don't want to do something until I know for sure what these two countries are going to do. The United States is trying to fight a war and Russia don't want it. China don't want it. Iran don't want it. And North Korea don't want it. But the U.S. does. And I have to back off until I know for sure what's going to happen, which I don't.
Right.
And no, what Anthony said is true in New York and North Jersey. but not in South Jersey. If you live in South Jersey or Philadelphia, let me tell you something. You mentioned Philadelphia. I'm going to tell you something about people in Philadelphia. You can have the poorest person you got in the city, and you know where they live at? In a 3-bedroom home. Gas, electric, and all that, and got cable and everything. When I go fix stuff over their house all the time, computers and stuff. And guess what? They got more stuff than I do. When I go in their houses, and they living good. It depends on where you live at. New
Okay,
York.
so thank you for clearing that up. Thank you for clearing that up. And
Right.
Anthony,
New
he
York
did
is the
mention.
worst. New
All
York
right.
is the
So
worst
that's good to
financially
know.
for people to live.
Anthony, he did mention that it depends on where you
I
live
don't care
at.
what state you live in. I'm not gonna argue about it. It is common, simple math. I even asked a cop. He said, "You're correct." I don't care what state you live in. The average man, white or black, cannot afford even barely to take care of himself. The president of the United States, Joe Biden, came on TV and said that. I don't know what he's talking about. He had to admit it. That's why they gave everybody that stimulus money. These are doctors and lawyers. Like, everything went up. The gas prices, everything. It is crazy money.
So basically,
I mean, that's how you know. I don't. That's why when they keep saying, first of all, Bernie Sanders can't say this ain't true, because y'all not gonna argue with Bernie Sanders. He almost won the presidency off what I'm saying. He said only 1% of the whole planet Earth has wealth. Bernie Sanders says this every day. Everybody knows that. 1% of people have money. So when y'all say money, only 1%, and you got that's.
We can't hear you. Your mic is mute. Anthony, your mic is mute. So unmute it. We can't hear you.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right, let me unmute the mic.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you. We can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
So and what I'm saying is not rocket science. This is kindergarten stuff. Everything I just said. It's not being condescending. It's not being insulting. And I'm talking about the whole entire country. The president of the United States came on TV and said that in a roundabout way. Everybody said, yes, he did say that. The average American cannot afford that. And so, but because when you're talking this type of stuff, marriage and stuff, all this stuff is political, which people don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. All of this stuff. So that's why when people have, like, we live in a society where you're basically censored. You can't really even talk about this issue. We're talking about really talk about it, because we got to talk about the government and capitalism and slavery and socialism. We got to go into communism, all that, to even talk about. Family is political. And actually, one of the philosophers y'all look up to, like Stokely Carmichael said, Aristotle said everything is political. You know how y'all worship them white philosophers. Aristotle said everything is political. So family and me getting married is political. It's just that people are ignorant at the highest level. I don't want to say the word stupid, but that's what I'm saying. 99% of people don't even have a brain in their head, almost, basically. That's political. Okay, marriage is political.
Right.
So it's not just getting married to a woman and stuff, meaning the government dictates whether they want the population to get married. They can make it easier for men and women to marry, or men to be able to take care of their wives. Obviously, the United States government doesn't want that. I talk about the government. I don't talk about poor people who don't control. Last time I checked, the average person don't run this country. So I don't even know what they be talking about. Last time I checked, the United States, they run the country, the jobs, all that stuff. Other countries don't do that. They don't play that. Not allow men to take. Russia don't do that, and neither does China. That's the United States with that stuff. Because they thing is built on family.
Like, what you mean by that?
What I'm saying, the United States is trying to commit genocide against its own citizens. It doesn't want people to get married now. How do they want people to get married, and they promote homosexuality? So America is not about family no more. That's not even on the agenda right now. You don't hear them talking about heterosexual marriages, white or black, no more like that.
Interesting. Okay. So basically, so are you saying, so would you say that that so you would be more in favor of a 50-50% relationship where she pay half, you pay half? If you
I think first of all, I'm not marrying no woman unless she's black conscious. If she's not conscious, I don't want her.
No, according to what you want,
I'm just saying people should marry each other based on their belief system. And a man, okay, no. And I got a list of wait, let me finish. I got a list of 500 things a woman's supposed to be when she coming into a relationship. I have a criteria. It's not just based on what, because if she don't have it, I don't want her. I don't want an ignorant woman. I don't want a worldly woman. I don't want a materialistic woman. I don't want no we're not going to even get along. Now, if another dude, you want that dude, you get ahead and you deal with that. You go pay for that. I'm not paying for an ignorant woman. Okay, now, dude, you want to go pay for that? I'm not interested in that. Yeah, you can have those women. Y'all can have at it. So it depends on, because marriage is based on morals. It's just that you have to have these certificates and all this stuff because people don't keep their word. That's why America has become a litigious nation. Another $500 word. America has become a litigious nation. You keep taking each other to court because people are liars. Men and women equally are both liars. Almost everything somebody tell you is a lie nowadays. It's not even up for debate. People don't keep their word. They're disingenuous. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and try to get over. So in that marriage now, it's not even beneficial to a black man in this country anyway. What am I getting out of it? So the government is basically telling the kids to kill their parents. So I ain't gonna have my kids trying to kill me or no woman trying to kill me.
Okay, but listen, before you go on to that, let's just say, because I want to stay on this topic of financials, right? Stability. Yeah. Because I know financial stability looks different from everyone else. You know, depends on who it is. So suppose she's the woman that you like. Everything that you mentioned, she's in order. She's a woman with morals, values, principles, all that Anthony wants. Would 50-50 be good, beneficial in your relationship? Would you do 50-50?
I think nowadays is so bad. If two heterosexual people, and I have to be very specific here.
Okay.
Let's be articulate and eloquent here. Let me speak eloquently. Let's be very specific here.
Okay.
Very specific. If two heterosexual black men and women want to get married, first of all, anybody who ain't in survival mode, I don't have time to talk to you. Because, first of all, they're trying to kill all black people in this country. Whether you know it or not, believe it or not, or like it or not. So everybody should be in survival mode. If not, you need to be killed. I don't have time to waste. All right? So any black couple that's trying to work it out, they got to go by their spiritual, moral beliefs because that's more important. Because if the woman don't have no morals and the man don't have no morals, there is no stability. The stability is the creator. That's the stability.
All right, so suppose
you wouldn't even have to worry about that if you were two believers that believe in the creator and act on it and live a righteous life, all that will come into play, like Christ said. Seek the kingdom of heaven, and then all these worldly things will be added onto you. That means everything your heart's desire. But people is not living like that, men or women. So it's not based on that. That's looking for guarantees.
So you're saying that, okay, so are you saying that when you come into a relationship, financials shouldn't come up, shouldn't be mentioned? I'm
saying that the woman talking about finances is her fear of survival, that she can't pay her bills. Let's get to the point. If we're being honest here. You a grown woman. You're not a 10-year-old, because you can't have it both ways. You can't say women are independent, but then you looking for a man to take care of you like you're 10 years old. Which one are you, a grown woman or are you 10?
But let me ask you this, Anthony. You just said that everybody should be in survival mode. So she wouldn't
No,
that be
no, I'm just trying. I'm talking about people in a right conscious, like Malcolm X should be in survival. We're not talking about regular people. Regular people ain't they ignorant. They think everything is okay, and everything is not okay. Obviously, everything is not okay. But the real issue is a root chakra issue, which deals with survival. Humans are scared they're not going to survive. That's what it's about. And if you want to, as far as a woman, okay, women need game, and game is not a bad thing. Women and men need game. You tell people that they get, oh, I ain't got to play no games on nobody. That means you need to learn psychology and the social atmosphere of the current social atmosphere in America and the dating atmosphere. You need to know what's going on right now, not what you wish it to be or what you want it to be. And you need to understand how women are and men outside of the women you talk, just in general. This is why I don't feel sorry for people. Men need to know about women in general. And women need to learn about men, not what other women tell you, a woman who's been hurt by another man and they getting emotional about stuff. Because they holding resentment because they don't got no game. Because a woman with game is going to be always, even if it don't work out, get a decent man. That means you don't have no game. And game means a whole bunch of stuff.
Right. Okay, but let me just ask you this. Oh, somebody didn't leave a comment. Let me ask you this. The one thing I want to ask you, and I just want you to answer this, is the question is, with all of that, is it better to have, are you saying that it's more likely to have a 50-50 relationship? How do you feel about that? Because I know you said
okay, no, I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna answer the question. I'm gonna answer it by just using a hypothetical scenario, because I'm not gonna give the woman a benefit of the doubt and say she's a good woman. Just like y'all be on the men, because this is discrimination here against men.
No, let's just talk
just
about,
like y'all be.
Let's just talk about.
No, the reason why I'm saying that, the reason why I'm saying that, because if it's a bad man, we go on and on for hours about how messed up the dude is. Why am I assuming? Wait, let me finish. Why am I assuming that she's a good woman? Why when we make these examples, you have millions of evil women who's Satan himself. I don't want Satan.
No, we're talking about, this is what I'm talking about. I'm saying about a good, decent woman that a regular man should be taking care of.
No man should be taking care of a demon. And the Bible says, don't wet yourself with a demon. Paul said, don't yoke yourself to unbelievers. A woman who's an unbeliever is a demon. Anybody who don't follow the. So I don't want a wicked woman who don't care, because if she understands the creator, we get along. She's not into the creator, and you already know what needs to happen. Brother, you can have her. I don't want this sister who's telling me she don't care about God, because family is God. All right, so let me say this. Okay, I'm gonna give the
answer, because everybody's asking me to answer, get you to answer the question.
I'm gonna answer the question in a hypothetical way. Let's just say two conscious brothers and sisters, Malika, brother Malik, and sister Betty Shabazz or whatever. They want to talk, and they trying to survive against white supremacy in this country. They get together. He working. He got a basic job. Let's say he make $45,000 a year. She make 40. They get together, and if they want to be with each other, they have a traditional. Let me say this. I believe in traditional family values. Okay, because I believe in some things from Judaism and Christianity and Islam. So I'm a traditionalist. So I believe the man is the leader. He's supposed to run the house. Just like the Republicans, because let me put them involved, because y'all won't say nothing to Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump and all. Okay. Not Jeff Bezos. I mean, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida. They believe in traditional families, the man running the house. The Democrats don't believe in that. Okay, so even this marriage we talking about is political. There you have it.
Well,
and Candace Owens, I know you don't want to argue with Candace Owens. She's for traditional family.
Okay, but let me just.
Everybody know that.
Okay, but let's just say this. Let me just say this. I need you to answer because we're going to move on to, I got some more questions. I definitely need you to answer. Once a woman is what you want her to be, let's just say your makeup of a woman is whatever you want. We're not talking about the negative woman. We already know how you feel about that in terms of no man, will want to do that. Would you consider the 50-50 or the being in this day's time? You already gave your strong stance on no man basically can pay all the bills. But would you consider 50-50, or if she can pay, if it goes by whoever makes the most in your household? And would that be considered still to fall under the traditional?
No, what I'm saying is whatever is practical for that conscious brother, because I don't care about regular people. You want to live worldly life, you go do the worldly stuff, and that's why none of y'all relationships work. It don't work. Because that's not the natural role of men and women. It don't work. This is the funny thing with y'all people that be bragging. None of y'all marriages has worked out because it don't work. So you can laugh and get cute. None of y'all marriages work out because you're not following God's law. You're doing what you want to do, and y'all not even get the results that y'all be bragging about. Y'all be popping off about nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We're gonna go back to the traditional because that wasn't answered. Okay, so the financial stability, because I was trying to get based on what you would you want a 50-50, but you basically answered it. You said what is practical in that relationship. So it's not
I was saying, my answer was whatever's practical for because if they both traditionalists, that means the man is a leader. So whatever the man and woman agree to, because the woman still has to agree to it. You can't, we're not living in the Bible days where because this government don't follow God's laws. America is Satanist. The government is a satanic government. Any place where anybody who's teaching that the man supposed to be listening is 50-50, that's Satanism. I'm not down with that. The man is the leader in the home. The only country where you have this conversation at is Europe, which is European people in America. No other country teaches that. That's just the United States and Europe. And the United States and Europe is about to be destroyed any minute now. So we ain't going to have to worry about the man being a leader. That's America trying to destabilize people's homes. That's warfare. And people don't understand warfare. So, I mean, I get all that. That's why I don't get mad. I understand that the population is dumbed down to almost a level of retardation. The average white person is like almost retarded. So that's the country we live in. People don't understand politics because we live in a country, like Stokely Carmichael said, you hear one side. You don't hear both sides of a conflict. All you hear is about the Israelis. You don't hear about the Palestinian point of view. Okay. When men and women conversation, you only hear female conversation. You don't hear men's points of view nowadays. You hear one side. That's why I would never follow this country or anybody who follows this country.
No, but tonight's conversation is taking the point of views from two men that's on there, from your point of view and from a dog point of view. So it's not even I'm not even giving my opinion in this. We're just speaking. I'm just listening to what you guys say, listening to.
No, I'm just speaking in general about the political, social. Yeah, I'm just speaking in general, Angela, about the political, social climate in this country.
That's very interesting what you're going to say. We're going to talk about the politics of that one day, but I'm just trying to get through this because this is Abdul, a topic that Abdul wants to resurface and wanted to come back to.
Yeah.
So basically, let's just go back to that. Now, I'm going to we're going to answer something else. I'm going to ask you guys, Abdul said athletic, basically health, right? In your experience, how has a partner's commitment to health and wellness influenced the dynamics of a relationship? With health, athletic and health and wellness stability, how important is that, Abdul? And how would that influence a relationship? And because you said, Abdul, what women should look for in a man? Should they look for that in terms of health and health and well-being? Go ahead, Abdul.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that a woman should take on a man that is physically fit because number one, you don't want nobody sick that you got to take care of, and he shouldn't want a woman sick that he got to take care of. I mean, when you come into a relationship, I mean, anything can develop after the fact, But coming into a relationship, you both should be healthy people. And the man should always be aware of his athletic ability as far as health is concerned, staying in shape, because a sound body is also a sound mind. Okay. The two work together, and you have to be physically fit all the time. I mean, and I'm just going to speak on myself for a minute. I trained all my life physically, combat martial arts, and I've always done that since I was 7 years old, and I still do it today. And I'm an older person today, but I still do that. I won't teach other people because I don't want to. Like Anthony's a teacher, I'm not. I'm a guide. I'm a guide for people where Anthony's actually a teacher of people. So that's the difference between the two of us. And all I want to do is stay in shape, and I want a woman deal with me. She gonna have to stay in shape too. She ain't gonna sit around and get fat, because I didn't get her when she was fat, and I'm not gonna keep her if she get fat. You know what I mean? I tell you that right from the beginning. That's not going to happen. Any woman I ever dealt with always worked out with me. I didn't actually train her martial arts. I just trained her for exercising, to stay in shape 2 hours every day. And I spent that time doing that. I trained for 2 hours every day. And then the woman I'm with, I'm training her for 2 hours. So that's 4 hours a day. I'm tired. I'm really tired. But, I did it anyway to keep them in shape, because when you're in shape athletically, your health improves. It's how you sleep, how you eat, how you think, how you feel. All that plays a part in your life of stability. The better you are athletically, the better your health will be, and the better mind you'll have. So you got to be there. As far as I'm concerned, if a woman's not in shape, you shouldn't even take her on. You know what I mean? And see, I'm gonna tell you, the days, if you look at people today, and this ain't to pick on people, a lot of people are overweight and out of shape. They eat the bad food, they eat junk food, and they always snacking. I got a lot of friends. I go over the house every time I turn around. It's like nonstop eating. When does this ever stop? Oh man, you just picking. I'm not picking. I'm just saying it's unhealthy. And the food you eat today ain't even real food. You got fake meat. All the meat you eat in the store, you buy from the store, supermarket, or wherever, is cloned food. It ain't even real. Oven stuff for roasted chickens, that ain't a real chicken. That ain't a real bird. They made it in laboratory. Okay? And now they got real straight out laboratory food. Well, they ain't even cloning the animals no more. They gonna make them in the laboratory for you now. You know what I mean? So no, you have to be athletic. I don't care what your age is. You have to be athletic and stay in shape. If you don't do that, then you with the wrong person. I hope that answers your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that did. That did.
Okay.
And also, so basically you're saying that y'all have to have you basically y'all both have to be committed to health.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
y'all both have to be committed to health and shared responsibilities, like shared um activities and lifestyle choices, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, the cons of that, because I like to talk about the pros and the cons of that. The cons would be, I guess, mismatched health differences. Like, because you might be a vegan and healthy, but she might be something else,
Oh,
but
well,
decently
can I answer?
healthy.
Can I answer that right now? Well, first
Yes,
of
yes, she
all, I'm
might be
being
a
honest.
vegan. Like, I mean, you might be a vegan
Okay.
and she might eat meat, but she's
Okay.
decently healthy. So we talk, it's different
Well,
level.
let me go to that. Okay. To start off, I am a vegan. If she don't change to be a vegan, then we're going to part company. I'll
See?
give her a year at the most. If she can't make that switch over because it's beneficial to her, she's not doing it for me. She's doing it for her own health. And she don't if she can't see that, then she's the wrong person. She's the wrong person
So
for
you
me.
saying because tonight's topic is what woman should look for or want in a man. So she should want a vegan, and that's what she should look for. You're suggesting the woman should look for, because now we going to the health and fitness. You get what I'm saying? The health and wellness. Okay. The cons
No,
of
I'm
this
not
is
saying she should look.
conform. That the
Wait a minute.
cons could be.
I'm not saying she should look for a vegan man. No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, me personally, she should look for a man that's healthy and works out, keeps himself in shape. Now, whether he's a vegan or not, that's a different story. I'm just speaking of me personally.
Okay.
I would give a woman a year to switch over. If she can't switch over in a year's time, then me and her are gonna have to part company because she's gonna get sick at some point from eating that bad food. That food, let me tell you something. That stuff y'all eating is gonna kill you. Think about this. This is what people never think about. More people got cancer today than any time in the history of this country, and especially in the United States, because they eat all this fake food. Okay, so I'm not going to take on somebody in my life permanently, okay, that I know down the line they're going to have cancer, then I got to wind up taking care of them. So that's not going to happen. You harm yourself, then you be with somebody else. That's the way I feel. Because I'm not harming myself. I've always, like I told my parents, I might hurt other people, but I ain't never hurt me. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and never did, and never will.
So would you just consider being with a vegan in the beginning instead of being with her to want her to change?
No. I won't even go with it. No, because that's not the way I am. No. Everybody,
I'm just saying, would you just say for instance you meet a woman, right? And she's a vegan. Would you, she's not a vegan. Instead of just that's one of your criteria. Why not just pass her by instead of saying, well, you need to conform to my ways, because that's the cons of a relationship of what you're talking about in terms of health and wellness, stability, the pressures to conform. So now she's pressured to conform to being a vegan.
Oh no, I'm not gonna put no pressure.
Would you just if she's not a vegan in the beginning? Wouldn't it be more wise for you just not to talk to that woman because she's not a vegan, other than going to another?
Because she can have all the other qualities that I want in a woman. So I'm not gonna bypass it because she ain't a vegan. No, that'd be crazy to do that.
You said that would have been a deal breaker.
No. I didn't mean it in that respect. No.
Give her a year, Abdul. You said you was gonna give her a year.
Yeah, I give her a year. If she can't, if she got a year to switch over, if she can't do it in a year, then we can't be together no more.
You just right, but that's a deal breaker. That's what you consider a deal breaker.
Well, if for her best, it's in her best interest to do that for herself. It ain't she doing it for me. And this is the other thing. If she really cares about being with me, and I'm trying to help her own self, then she should be more than willing to do that, because she's going to benefit from it, not me. So I want to be with her, and all I'm saying is, can you make this change? If she can make the change, everything will be fine. If she can't, we still friends. We break up, we still friends. But I'm not going to dismiss her right from the beginning because I'm a vegan and she's not. No, because most of the people I hang around are not vegans. It happens to be all my partners in New York are all vegans. Their wives was not, but they are now.
Okay,
they wouldn't be married to them anyway.
What I'm saying is that if eventually you give her 1 year, the deal breaker will be if she don't convert in that 1 year. Even though if everything else is good.
Yep, I'm gone. Goodbye. Yep.
Okay. All right. So that's good. All right. Anything else you would like to say about health and wellness?
Well, health and wellness give you mental stability. The healthier you are, the better you think. The healthier you are, the better you can act. Okay. When you stay mentally and physically in shape, Nothing can stop you from doing anything you want to get done. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? And that's the way you should look at life. You should never look at life like life is depressing because the world is against you and you got to live under this white man's rule and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people look at life like I don't. I can do whatever I want to do up to a point, I mean, when I wake up every day I said, I can do anything I want to do today. And I do whatever I want to do today. And that's the way I've always wanted to live my life. When I was a kid, I lived under my parents and I worked out every day. And I used to want them to watch me fight in karate tournaments because I would never win. People say, well, wait a minute. That don't make no sense. You never win a karate tournament? No, because I get disqualified for injuring the other person. When I used to do that, all I wanted to do was get in there and hurt the person I'm against. That's it. It was not about winning no trophies. It was to prove my athletic abilities compared to theirs. I fought grown men. I did not fight kids like myself. I fought grown men. And staying athletic, it gives you a certain mindset. It helps you always increase and better yourself. You're always trying to better yourself. You know what I mean? When you look at a guy, I'm just using him as an example, Bruce Lee, the greatest martial artist of all time. All he did was want to constantly improve himself. He was already the best, but he wanted to approve on what he already had. You know what I mean? Nobody will ever get there. There will never be another Bruce Lee, one of a kind. And athletic ability is a mindset. You have a clear mind when you have a clear body. The better your health, the better you think, the faster you think. I've been in bad situations where I had to outthink people at that main second. And if I said the wrong thing, I was in a lot of trouble or I was dead. And that's what having a clear mind is when your health is good. Because when your health is bad, you can't think. It's too slow. You ain't going to get there in time and stuff like that. But health is a necessity. Anybody that takes a person that's not healthy is a sick person, male or female.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, that's about it because people should try to do the best they can. Stay away from fake stuff. Yeah, I want to say a few things. Stop drinking the fake juices, sodas, eating at McDonald's and Burger King and the chicken places, Popeye's chicken. That's all fake food. All it does is ruining your health and giving you cancer. That's what it's doing, giving you cancer. Yeah, I see people go to Coney Island. You know what they eat? Cotton candy. That's nothing but sugar. You know what I mean? I mean, that's insane. There's nothing but sugar. And they always eating junk food and all they're doing is harming themselves. Everything you eat, because I'm in health and nutrition, everything you eat breaks down in your body, goes through your bloodstream and goes up to your brain. Food affects your brain, your memory, your thoughts, and how you think. It helps. It rather helps you or hurts you. It speeds you up or slows you down. Food can be detrimental to your health or a benefit to your health. One or the other. It depends on the person. So being a vegan makes a difference. It really does.
Okay, so you support veganism, and if a woman can't get it together by a certain time, you don't want her anyway.
Right.
All that stuff that she can bring to the table means nothing to you. That's important.
Zero. That's right. Nothing. Okay. She can have all the money in the world too. And you know what? After years' time, if she don't make this change over, we're gone. We parting company.
Okay. Anthony, what do you think about that? What do you think about what should a woman look for in a man? And what about wellness and health and wellness and health stability?
What should a woman look for, or what should a man and woman look for in each other?
Well, Abdul wanted to talk about what should a woman look for or want in a man, right? And he named these topics of things that she should want from a man. Okay, like health. We're talking about health now. Okay.
Okay.
And he said he also mentioned how he would want a woman to be like, if she's not a vegan, then that's it. He cutting her off. After gonna give her 1 year, and that's the turning point. If she's not a vegan, my question to you is, what criteria should a woman look for in terms of health in a man? If you have to talk to your daughter, I should and tell her what she should look for in a man in terms of health.
Well, one, don't look for nothing. This goes for men and women. And we're dealing with the laws of the universe here, the laws of nature. All right. Which governs every area in life. Health is spirituality. So when people say health and they ain't talking about spirituality, I don't know. There is no help outside of that. Health and spirituality is so close, it's almost like a tie. And you know how much I value spirituality. So anybody who ain't spiritual ain't healthy. But the word health means healing. Healing is spiritual, like how Jesus healed the sick, healed somebody with cancer. You can't get no more spiritual than that. So health to me is spiritual powers. But that's the next level. They ain't just me eating a vegetable, me eating some kale or spinach or whatever thing you think is healthy. That's the physical part of eating something that's quote unquote healthy. That's part of it.
The physical part.
But okay.
I'm not talking about
but to answer your question, yeah, I know. I just wanted to say that because it's still in connection with health. There's different levels of health.
Right.
But anyway, with that being said, however, to answer your question, let me just get to the point, be practical here. The point is, a woman shouldn't look for nothing in a man that she ain't doing for herself, and vice versa. Whatever you're looking for in me, make sure you're doing it yourself. Mm-hmm. Whatever I expect from a woman, I have to be doing it as the leader, because the man is the leader. That's why there's so much confusion. The woman is not the leader in any category. I am the unquestioned leader, or she's not going to be with me. I'm the king of my castle. And she wants to be a leader, let her go be a dyke and go be with another woman. I don't have time for that type of woman with masculine energy. If you're not a feminine woman, you're not even a woman. So I don't listen to that. So I don't know what they be talking about. That's a man. A woman, a man masquerading as a woman, whatever. Woman masquerading as acting like she a woman, she really a man. Man means your energy.
Okay.
But anyway, so as for in terms of health, I have to be living it. I can't not to cut something off that I'm not doing. I do agree with what Janet Jackson said in that movie about the 80-20 rule. The woman has most of what I want. She got 80%. I have to take her. That's like insane. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. In fact, I don't have all of the areas. My spirituality is good. My intelligence is a AA plus, like genius. I consider myself a genius. I'm smarter than Albert Einstein in spirituality. There's nobody on the planet Earth on my level. So, but do I have every area? Am I a great family man? No. Do I have a lot of money? No, I don't have. There's 5 areas: spirituality, intelligence, family, money, and health. So health is one of the important areas. Even Oprah Winfrey gave these 5 categories I just said, by the way. Most people only have 1 or 2, then they be bragging like dude, you got 1 area. Because you can't be healthy and you're not spiritual. That's how you know the person's understanding and comprehension of the universe and nature is very finite. The 2 go hand in hand, but that's a whole nother story. That's what I'm saying. There's levels to this. This is the Ivy League college level we talking here. Okay, because how is the physical more important than the spiritual? When the physical world comes from the spiritual world, not the other way around. But anyway, so yeah, so if a man is getting in with a woman, from my perspective, from Mel said, you do want a woman that's eating healthy, because the brother's right on that part. The woman's going to end up getting sick. Health is extremely important. That's the reason why, I lost most of the weight. I'm almost close to my weight goal. I'm getting healthy. I took this time off, so you haven't seen me in a while, to get work on my health. Health is extremely important. Health is not just what you eat. Health is your well-being. Because another thing too, just because you're a vegan don't mean like I know vegans that's more negative than people who eat meat. Because they're toxic people. If you think negative, you're not a vegan. If you say something negative, you're not a vegan. I don't listen to that stuff. I go by your attitude, your disposition, your temperament. So like being a vegan, I'm not gonna start walking on water like Jesus because I'm a vegan. Because the vegan people start talking like they're crazy, man. Dude, it takes more than that. That's part of the training. That's not all of it. That's one part of it. We just named 5 categories. Spirituality is the but health is so health is very important. If a woman is eating real bad and her stuff is she coming in, some woman is coming in a relationship sick. I'm not taking it. You got diabetes already. You morbidly obese. I don't want a woman that's morbidly obese. No disrespect. Most of these women who think first of all, if you're obese, you can't be all that. But that's a whole nother. That's why I said a lot of these women are delusional. You are, ma'am, you're obese. How is that a catch for me? You're not a catch. There's millions of women who's not obese. This is not hard here, but they we live in a consumer society where, the consumer customer is almost right. And the TVs and the radio shows are capitalists. So they tell women what they want to hear. Oh, it's nothing wrong with you. You fat shaming. And then a woman dies from diabetes or heart attack or stroke. That's why most of these women be dying. Cancer come from diet. That part of Abdul is right on. Most of this stuff do come from what you're eating. They telling people you can eat what you want. That's why I don't feel sorry for. Most of the people gonna die. They gonna kill themselves. You ain't gotta even touch nobody. The men neither. The brother, you're one like that guy told, like that gay guy told, like Israelite brother. No disrespect to the Israelite. He said you're one Twinkie away from a diabetic coma, and this is no disrespect. 99% of Americans, you don't have to touch them, dude. You're going to die once you eat a Twinkie tomorrow. A donut. Most people, I just don't feel like arguing with people. This stuff is comedic almost. This is funnier than Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor put together. Most people, one Twinkie away or a pizza, they're gonna just die. I seen this in a movie on, can't say this ain't true, on Supernatural. The angel of death gave Dean the ring for a minute, and he said, let me guess, how is this guy gonna die? He said a heart attack. The angel of death was just sitting there. The guy ate the pizza. Guess what, y'all? He died. And when his soul left his body, guess what he looked at the angel and said? Abdul, he said it was the pizza, right? Guess what the angel said? Yes, that's why you died. I know it's just a TV show, but they're trying to send you a message. If that ain't a message, Abdul, I don't know what to tell you. The angel said yes, right. You ate the pizza. Jesus, you got to be really slow. That make me not want to never eat a pizza again. The dude literally died because he ate, but you can tell the reason why he knew. That means his angel probably gave him warning. That wasn't the first time, dude. Man, stop eating pizza. Right. That might you might. So you, huh?
Or just stop eating bad. Period. So yeah, people don't
stop eating bad. Like you see what the angel said. Yes, it was the pizza. Because y'all act like God is not going to save y'all anyway. Stop praying for people who no. You need to die and come back here in reincarnation. Get up on out of here.
Yeah. All right. So
I don't promote it. Because when it gets too crazy with this stuff, you're telling people basically to commit suicide by eating. That's why Dr. Leda Afrika got a book. Oh yeah, to give people a health recommended book. I'm giving this for free. Get because he died recently. Recently means a couple of years ago, a year or two. Dr. Leda Afrika, PhD for the PhD people. He wrote a book called For Black People, African Holistic Health. That's a very popular book. Even Khalid Muhammad mentioned that book. So for the people who want to get on the road to health, check out Rest in Peace to Dr. Leda Afrika. Everybody know who that is, the conscious Black people. So yeah, but yeah, the woman got to be eating healthy. You can't be sitting there giving me a ham sandwich. I mean, like, dude, like, bro, like that's the loose slang. The kids be saying, bro. Everything is bro now. I don't want a ham sandwich, man. But so people supposed to know that.
Right.
And then when COVID was happening, they literally told people if you're overweight or obese, you're at risk for getting COVID. Even
they did say that.
They did say that, didn't they? The president even said it. This is why you can't make this stuff up.
All right.
Like Kevin Samuels used to say, rest in peace. You can't make this stuff up, people.
That's good. Now I have another question. Now,
yeah.
Abdul said a woman should look. What should a woman look for or want in a man? We're talking about one of the things he mentioned was compatibility with the man and his children. Okay. So he's saying that a woman should look for that. And the pros of that is that, to show that he can foster, relationships and understanding relationship and, compatibility will help him with compatibility with his partner. And you can kind of see where his shared values and bonds is at by looking at the compatibility with his family, friends, or just basic relationships, including fathering his children. So Abdul,
fathering her children.
Fathering her children. Okay, so you're saying that
right? Yeah.
So fathering her children. Okay, so not only his own children, but see how he's fathering her children as well. Huh, Abdul?
Oh, you want me to end? Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, yeah. So you're saying that.
If a man takes on the responsibility of a woman with children, then he has to be their father. He can't be their stepfather because those are not his stepkids. My father trained me quite well. He asked me this one time when I was a kid myself. He asked me when I was about 10 years old. He said, Junior, would you ever take on a woman as an adult with kids? I said, yeah. I said, why wouldn't I? He said, you be a father to them kids? I said, yeah. I said, if I want her dad, I want her kids too. And I said it like this. Her children are an extension of her life. If I love her, I love her life. So I love whatever she comes with. If she comes with kids, those are now my kids. And I'm going to raise them as my kids. They're not my stepkids because I ain't nobody's stepfather. I'm their father. And if another dad's in the picture, he's just another dad. I'm their father too. They got two. That's all. And there should be no friction between me and her.
So she should look for a man that consider her kids as his kids, not stepdads.
That's right.
He should consider her kids. That should be one of the things that she should look for in a man.
That criteria. Yes. Let me give you an example. After I was married and divorced, the first thing I looked for was a woman that had children. And I did that specifically for a reason. I chose a particular person too, Debbie, because she had 3 kids and she was going through a divorce. And I said to myself, she'd be perfect for me because I lacked something. I lacked the understanding of how to relate to children. Now you said, well, wait a minute. You was raised by your parents. I said, I might have been raised by my parents, but I was distant from my parents as well. I did not like to associate with them. I did not like to deal with them because I did not like taking instructions from other people. And, your parents always try to tell you what to do. And I had a problem with that. My parents as they grew older, they understood why I was like that. When I got older, they knew why then. But at that time, I was a child to them. But I really wasn't. But I'm getting to that later. But see, I couldn't relate to kids as a father because I didn't know how to. And I'm willing to say that. I didn't know how to. And I knew that this girl, Debbie, even though she wasn't my type, or the type of person I wanted in my life, I said she'd be good to teach me. She could teach me how to be a father. So me and her became boyfriend and girlfriend, and then we lived together for 3 years. And I learned how to relate to
So
kids.
you had
I
to. So you
learned
had to
how to
be.
become
You
the
had to
father.
learn. You had to learn how to be a father through a woman.
Yes, I had to learn from a woman. Yes, and I'm being honest. Me and my
But
father
what about
battled
with the
all the
father
time. It
that
was
what about the relationship with you and your father? You didn't see that he was a good teacher for you at the time?
My father was a great teacher. I was an unwilling person. I didn't want to accept anything he said or anything my mother said. I was determined I'm going to do only what I wanted to do, and I wasn't listening to them. You know what I mean? I got upset if they even mentioned my name about anything. They could just say, Junior, can I talk? I was already upset. Them calling me, it bothered me. No, so I learned nothing about parenting.
I don't understand what you mean by she taught you how to be a good father when you had a good father figure.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. She taught me how to relate to kids. I didn't know how to do that. Most men won't admit that. If they don't know how to do something, they won't tell you they don't know how to do something. No, I was proud of the fact that I had a woman teach me because I didn't know. I didn't have that natural. See, some men have that naturally because they're born with it and they get it from their parents. But because of the way I related to my parents, it was never uh, a mother-son relationship, and there was never a father-son relationship because I rebelled against them all the time. I did not like humans telling me what to do. It really bothered me. It upset me greatly, so I had issues there. So I learned nothing from home life other than the sexual part of my mom and dad relating to one another. That I understood. But to be a father to children, I did not know how to do that. So Debbie was the right person because she was a great mom. She wasn't academically smart or nothing like that, but she was a great mother. And that's why I chose her because I said the ability she has, she can teach me what I need to know. See, when I don't have something or don't know something, I'm going to the source so I can get it. I'm not going to beat around the bush and try to pretend like I know something I don't. I'm going right to the source so I can get the whole picture for myself. And Debbie was the right person. And I know I wasn't going to marry the girl, but I stayed with her for 3 years until I had it down pat. And then we broke up, which worked out in my favor. I didn't like to leave the kids, but the problem was she wanted another child, and I said no. See, a woman can't tell me what she wants when it comes to children. I'm the wrong person. No, you can mention
Okay.
it, but don't insist. She wanted another kid, and I said straight out, no, it ain't going to happen. We got 3 kids, we'll raise them, and I knew that was going to cause a breakup. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay, so that's basically. And Anthony, just so we can wrap it up, what you think about choose a woman should choose a man based on his compatibility with her children, him and her children, where he treat her and his children and her children.
Well, this is my view. The way I just go by the laws of relationships. The women choose who they're gonna have sex with. They have power in that area. Men, it's up to the man. The man have the power in the marriage. If a man don't marry you, that's it. So but in terms of the way I look at it, a woman with kids is not a catch. That's just a fact. Today's society, I don't know what these people be talking about. It's not a catch, period. For a man that's doing good, it's not really a catch, even if he's not. So, but if a man likes a woman, you have to vet the woman because it's really about the man. The man is the leader. So I don't care about what the woman's, but the man, because men are a leader in every society. Because if the men die, the whole society's nation gonna get taken over right now. So the men they have to vet the woman to decide if it's worth it, because that's why most relationships with women with kids, it don't work, because I'm not the kid's father. They have a father. So yes, I would be the stepfather. I'm not the kid's father. And I shouldn't be talking to the kids like I'm the father, whether I marry her or not. I'm not their biological father. They have a father. So it's a very tricky thing with women with kids. Women with kids want a family. That's the point of them having kids. And most women, and people get mad when I say this, I don't care who they be with, they not over their kid's father. So it's not going to work anyway. Even when they get married, I just don't feel like arguing with people. They're going to tell me some dumb stuff because they don't know nothing. This is an act with women saying they're not over their kids. So most of the time, you're wasting your time. It's not going to work. So, and women be single and still crazy as you know what. With no kids and young, and they still damaged, because it's impossible to fix a damaged woman. Most women that got kids is really damaged. Women that's young and 20 years old is damaged without getting married. This is facts. So, but just people don't know about women and they don't know about men. And I'm not in the business of fixing damaged women. I don't have time for that. So it has to be almost perfect for realistically for you to work out with a woman who has kids already and you and the man got kids. Because if it's older people, most older people have kids. So it is going to take a lot. Most people ain't going to make it with good money and good jobs single. That's a statistical fact. They don't make it. So let alone with kids, it's almost impossible. That's like a supernatural miracle.
All right.
It's because it's too much. The woman still wants to be back with her kid's father, lying. So it's just too much stuff. She's mad because that relationship didn't work out and stuff. You're not the kid's father. No kid wants them. They don't want to see no new dude. So it's almost an impossible situation.
So suppose a woman don't have children. What she should look for? She don't have no children. Should she look for him to be a father figure in the kid's life that he have? And this is for you too, Abdul. If she don't have no kids and he have kids, what should she look for? As in terms of what she should be should she look at?
You mean what the man should be looking for? Because if I got kids, first of all, men, this is why I don't feel sorry for men and women. Y'all should abuse every man who don't know the rules to the game. Cheat on him and all that. I encourage women to do that. If you guys is that stupid, I'm encouraging any dude. You should stab him. I'm praying that these women kill you, brother. Blow your brains out while you sleep. Go in there and push him. This is what needs to happen.
Anthony, we don't do that here on this channel. You can't say
that. If you that dumb, all right, let me stop saying. All right, I'm exaggerating, but because these people is crazy, man. If you that, all right, I'm not gonna say that. All right, excuse me. All right, so let me just get to the point. So the thing, what I'm saying is, men, because men have more to lose than women. All right, because the courts favor the woman. That's a fact. That's a legal fact. Even a cop admitted to me. He said, man, this cop told me, Anthony, they made me leave my own house. This is a white man telling me, and he's a cop. So that's even more power. Dude, you're not a cop. You're not a police officer. So they are making cop. This is way back in early 2000s, he told me that. It's even worse now. So I don't. So,
how would you tell her?
So what I'm saying, it's real simple. First of all, everybody should be vetting people. If a woman don't like kids, she's a piece of garbage as far as a serious relationship. Any woman who don't like kids, I don't even want you to see your face. No, I might spit in your face, but I don't want nobody like that. I'm saying this because there's millions of women who don't like kids. That's a fact. There's millions of women. Me and my friend Shelly be talking about. They don't like kids. There's women who don't like kids.
We understand that, Anthony.
Nobody don't talk about that part.
No, we could talk about that another topic, but right now we're just talking about. So,
no, I'm just saying. But what I'm saying, another $50 word is germane to this conversation. That. The men have to vet the woman and make sure she likes kids. Some women don't like kids, and then they still talk to you anyway. People like, right, even my sister said, yeah, why would you talk to the dude and you don't like kids, man? What are we even talking about here? So make sure the woman like kids. Because the man can't get rid of his kid. A man should pick his kids over the woman. In fact, my friend Tasha told me this one woman gave the man an ultimatum: me or your daughter. No, I'm sticking with my daughter. I don't even know you. That's another thing with these women. Chick, I don't even know you. I don't care if it's I don't know you. I'm not chasing after nobody. We both gonna be doing some chasing in this relationship, or it's not. It's wasting my time because dudes have to know the rules of relationship. Okay, the woman don't like kids. You vet her. You keep him. That's a red flag. Any woman that don't like kids is a red flag.
So would you say
I go through a laundry list of 200 things that's red flags. One of them is a woman who don't like kids.
Anthony, calm down. Now, what I'm trying to ask you is that, is it also a red flag for a woman to, if a man don't like kids, is that a red flag for a woman?
Well, no, well, it's a red flag because listen, the problem is people talk to people who don't want them. Just like that dating app you're saying, men do this and women do this. So everything is about the chances of you getting somebody statistically wise. People get mad when you say this. That's actually true. But I see, at least with me, I'm realistic. See, at least with me, I'm practical. I don't think to an average woman, I wouldn't be considered a catch. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not delusional. The problem with most people, they are delusional about their situation. Everybody, male and female, are delusional. They live in a fantasy island. But what I'm just trying to say to get to answer your question is that if you're a woman with kids, you're not on the top of a list. You're not a
we wasn't talking
you're not a top-notch female.
We're not talking about a woman. We're talking about, because I know you like those conversations about the woman, but Abdul just wanted to touch on what women should look for or want in a man. That's what we're talking about. What women should look for. Okay, say for instance, you got a stupid woman.
But we were simply talking about. I know we were simply talking about women with kids. I'm just saying a woman with kids has a lot less options. So I don't even know how to answer that. Almost
we talking about. He mentioned that if the man, she should look for fatherhood and a man. That's what he was saying. One of the things is how he treat his children. Am I right, Abdul?
Yeah, you're right. And let me answer that further.
Her children, or how he even treat her children. So
yeah, because her children, but her children would automatically become my children. They know I wouldn't even look at a woman if she didn't want me to be a father to her kids. If she just wanted me to be there for her, which I had a girlfriend like that one time. She had a daughter. She didn't even want me to be a father to her kid. She was just interested in being with me. You know, she put her daughter on her mom all the time, and I wanted to include her daughter in the relationship. So that only lasted for a couple of months. And then I got tired of it, and I tried to tell her, this ain't the way to do. You don't put your daughter aside to be with no man. She says, I don't want her around you because she got a father that don't take care of her, and I don't want you taking care of her. Oh, that's all I need to hear. That was the end of that. You know, so no, I would look, if I chose a woman with kids, then that's the woman I'm going to be with. And I'm going to treat those kids as my own kids because they are my own kids. There's no such thing as a biological father. I don't believe in that mess. I never did and don't believe in it now. If you are a child and you have a father, there's no biological in it. That man is your father, then you're his children. That's it. That's the way I take it. I don't look at it no other way. You know, if I want this woman, I want whatever she has. That's part of the package. You know what I mean? And I'm going to treat them as my own. No different. I treat them as I would treat my own kids and the way that is. Now, there is one difference in that situation. My kids was never dealt with by none of the girlfriends I had at that time. I wouldn't let none of them deal with my kids. Now, you say, wait a minute, that's a two-way street. Yeah, well, it is. Because I don't want this woman thinking she gonna be dealing with my kids because she ain't. You know, I deal with my kids, and their mom gonna deal with them, and I don't want no other woman dealing with them. You know, because we're not married and we're not living. Yeah, I know, and we ain't living together yet. So,
But you know how that sounds. It do sound
yeah, I
contradictory.
know. That's a two-way street. That's what I'm saying. It's always a two-way street with me. It ain't never the same all the way around.
So
At least I'm
somebody put
honest
an
about it.
emoji with their hand on their head. Somebody put an emoji with their hand on they just text me an emoji with their hand on their head. It was like, you know, it sounds crazy.
Well,
what you're
see,
saying.
you know, because everybody's different. I don't want nobody thinking that they're going to relate to my children when they're home. That's not going to happen. If you're my girlfriend, you're going to relate to me. I'll relate to my kids. I don't need you dealing with them at all. But if it's the other way around and I'm living with this woman and her children, then those children are my children. You know?
No, but
I
if
know
you
it's
living with her,
wait a minute. If I'm living with her, if I'm living with
down.
wait a minute. If I'm living with her, that means I'm living with her and her children. My children are out the picture because they're probably grown by then. You know, I wouldn't. If my kids was young and her kids was young, that'd be a difficult situation. I don't think. I don't think then I would do that because I'm not gonna bring all them kids in one house because there's gonna be friction. No, I wouldn't do that. So when my kids at home, when my kids was home, all I did was have girlfriends. I had nobody that I considered to be stable in my life. They was temps. You know, that was a temporary person at that time until my kids grew up. That's the way I was. You know, that's the way I am, and that's the way I always be. But if as my kids left, then I could deal with a woman and her children with no problem. But I would never have another woman dealing with my kids if they was home. I never allowed that. You know, I had girlfriends, but you know, they ain't dealing with my kids. You know, I tell them straight out, you know, don't ever deal with my kids. I mean, you speak, be nice, and that's it. I said, I tell them what to do, and don't ever think you can. You know, and that was the end of that. I never had a problem. I never had any issues with that. You know, but women I dealt with kids, that was always after my kids was out the picture. So if a woman I take with kids, they're my kids now. You know, I'm going to try to be the best father I can for them and the best parent I can for them and the best educator I can for them and to lead them in the right way. You know, that's the way I've always felt and that's the way I am now. You know, and it's always with me, it's always a two-way street.
So basically, before we close out, you're saying a woman should basically look for a man that is financially stable, healthy in health, right? Healthy, stable, able to intellectual. That's the first thing you said. He should be intellectual.
Yes.
You mentioned that how a woman should also look for a man that will be a father to her children.
Absolutely.
And that how he interact with her and her children.
Yes.
All right.
And her family as well. And her family too. Yeah, because you know, you gotta remember, with women, their family is always important to them too. See, with men, they could take it or leave it. They could care or don't care. But with women, it's always their family is a big part of their life. So you have to have that interaction with them too. See, men are different. Men don't care whether you interact with their family or not. Because a lot of them don't interact with their own family, so they don't care. But with a woman's family, she always wants that. So you have to be that part of a person too to do that.
Right. Yeah, because it's different with women because women family is usually their community of help and support.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's very important. I would say that myself. That's important.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Thank you, Prophet Anthony. Thank you, Abdul, as always. Abdul, you have any closing remarks?
No,
Anything else?
all I want. The only thing I
Hey.
gotta say is I hope and want the best for people, and I hope. One thing I want to get out the way. I already paid for my trips to go back and forth to New York up to September. So they cannot have no nuclear war before I do that. I got business to take care of. So you got to tell these idiots not to kill each other with no nuclear bombs, because I ain't got time for that.
Well, what that have to do with you coming back and forth to New York, Abdul?
Because I got to travel. I already paid for it. If they have a nuclear war, that means my money is lost. I didn't paid all that money for
What
nothing.
that have to do with that? What that have to do with the conversation at hand? What women
Nothing.
should?
I just wanted to mention it because that's very important to me.
Okay, no problem. You
No,
just
but
chatting it
everything
up.
else, yeah, that's all. And the thing I wanted to say was, I always want the best for people and let people, especially women, make the best choices they can for in choosing a man. You make the choice. A man can only want to be with you. You have all the decision. You have all the say so. So make the best choices for yourself when you choose a man to be with. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, good night, goodbye. Stay blessed and healthy. Good night.
All right, take care.
All right. Good night, Prophet Anthony. Thanks for coming on. Good night.
All right. Peace. Have a good night.
All right, take care, bro.